Man, Brandon's already in the chat, hyping everybody up. Let's
All right.
go. I
We
love
are
it.
live here at Patty's Aquatics, and this is Beyond the Dirt. And today we got a great show for you, and we have Kyle from Outside-In Aquatics. Thank you very much for coming on the show today, Kyle.
Hey, what's up, guys? How's everyone doing?
So today we're going to do our normal talk and just do everything what we normally do on this show. But Kyle's been nice enough to also do a giveaway for his Fish Room Punk stickers. He's going to be giving away 2 mystery packs for that. So you want to make sure you stick around for that a little later in the show. And we will talk about those stickers a little later as well, because I kind of want to get a little more info in on that. So like I said, make sure you stick around. We'll be doing a little trivia question, and the top 2 people that get that answer correct will get a free pack each of mystery packs of his Fish Room Punk stickers. So, which are very cool, by the way. So, but to start off with, Kyle, I came across your channel probably, I don't know, maybe around a little over a year ago, and I really like it. I like the info you bring. I love the fact that you try to teach, like with growing plants and with the swap meets and stuff like that. And you got your live shows. I like to catch on when, usually have them on Wednesdays during the day, so I don't usually catch them live because I'm typically at work, but I like to catch what I can on replay. But that being said, could you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into the hobby in the first place?
Sure. Yeah, it's kind of a weird story. Not, I guess, not too weird, but basically it was, as a kid we had always had animals around the house. Honestly, not a lot of fish. We had the odd, betta fish every now and then and whatnot, but we always had like bearded dragons, tortoises, um, dogs, cats. Just every kind of animal. Mainly like reptiles and kind of easier stuff to take care of, because some of those like bearded dragons and tortoises, they're relatively like a kind of a more of a low maintenance kind of creature. Um, and It kind of instilled like a natural like love for animals in me. And eventually, when I got my own place, I've always been into, like, I've always wanted plants and everything around me, but I have like a brown thumb. I mean, I've killed every terrestrial plant up until, starting to mess with aquariums. And so the natural progression of this was basically one day my girlfriend just came home and she's like, you know what? I think she was on TikTok and she had seen people talking about betta fish, right? And so we got dragged in through her just wanting to start a fish with start a tank with a betta fish, and we started that, and then I started researching it because I just like, I was like, I want to know more about this stuff. And I found YouTube and found like aquarium co-op videos and prime time. And then I eventually worked my way into LRB and all that other stuff, but got a little more down the rabbit hole. But for the most part, it was just like, we started that one tank and then I wanted my own tank. And so I started one with a betta, and I started with that the whatchamacallit, the bamboo, the lucky bamboo and everything, and it was a tragedy because we put it in the water, um, didn't realize that it wasn't supposed to go completely underwater. It actually lasted for like way longer than anyone said it should have, but it eventually died off. And then I was like, you know what? I want some real plants. I really want to go into this, and I just started this idea of like leaning into weakness, right? Because my weakness was like not being able to keep any plants alive, right? But I was always wanting to be surrounded by that life. So found out about the plants through aquariums and everything, and I was like, it was funny. I think someone had just mentioned this on one of their live streams where they were saying, I like aquarium plants because I don't have to worry about watering them because they're in the water.
Sure.
And like the biggest thing about terrestrial plants is people like overwatering them or underwater. Like you always have that fine line you got to ride, right? And taking that out of the equation made it a lot easier for me to just start having confidence and understanding how plants work. And now I got this like gigantic, beautiful, thriving monstera over there, and I got 2 pothos growing out of my aquariums, and I'm filled with all of that, like the life, or surrounded by all of that life now. And yeah, just kind of started from leaning into weakness.
Nice. Yeah, plants are a cool thing. I can say for myself, when I first started. Well, I set my first tanks up probably about 30 years ago, and I had all plastic plants, which I know is kind of a curse word to myself now. But I real plants kind of scared me. And at that time, I mean, yeah, I've said this numerous times, there was the internet. I didn't have access to internet, and the internet I did was usually like a dial up where you go on, it's like boop, 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 waiting to even look anything up. So it's like I didn't really know much about anything, and I'm like, that's too much work. I don't want to do it. Well, it wasn't until like years later when I found Corey from a Corey Co-op, and that's when all of a sudden, like, how he basically has this easy line and stuff, trying to make things easy for beginners and that. And I'm just like, that's where I learned from plants. And I'm like, you know what? I can try this. I could do this, and learned a lot from that. So I definitely get what you're saying with the plants. And I used to have a bunch of pothos on top of my plants down here, tanks down here. I had a peace lily that I had gotten too, and I had broken that up, and that thing was growing everywhere as well. But I don't have a lot of terrestrial or outside light besides the ones from my tank, because I'm in a basement down here. So I'd have to get some other light if I want to do it again. The pothos was okay, but it just wasn't growing the greatest, and I just kind of got rid of it. But I definitely would love to get into that again. So, but yeah, plants are freaking cool. So, what I seen you like some of like you got apistos, and what other kind of fish do you keep?
So I don't have any apistos right
Oh,
now,
you
but
don't.
that is definitely one of my passion projects. So like what happened was I had a 20 long tank over here. I had 3 5s on the bottom and a 20 long on top. When I got that group of apistos, that was really what cemented my like addiction to just like wanting to learn how to breed fish and everything. Because I got them from Dan's Fish. It was a little pricey, but definitely worth the price in the long run. Because what happened was, I put a group of 6 of them in the 20 long. Shortly after that, I don't know, it was a week or two. I noticed them starting to pair off. I pulled them out, put them in a 5 gallon, and they were breeding in like, I don't know, man, within a month of getting them, and seeing the babies for the first time. Like I had peeked in the hut and I got to see them, and it was just like it lit this fire in my brain. That and CPDs were the first 2 things that I bred that weren't just like like a normal fish like guppy or anything like that. You don't really breed guppies; they just kind of make it happen, right? But so yeah, once I had bred, like I saw my first CPD fry, and then those apistos, I'm just hooked. After that, I definitely want to get into more apistos. I have really hard water, a lot of mineralization in it, and so I've been kind of worried about bringing more apisto species in, except for the ones that I know are already going to be good with like hard water. But right now I got a bunch of oh man, what do I got? I got the tequila split fins. I got uh oh my God, like 7 different, not seven, probably about 5 different strains of guppies, but we're still trying to figure out if a lot of them are breeding pure. So we got the blue metal lace or blue metallic something. I'm not exactly 100% certain on the line because it's been a little while since I've had the name. We got the Harlequin Rasboras, dwarf neon rainbows, um, a whole cherry shrimp colony, black mollies. Got a bunch of different guppies here. We got some white German guppies. We got the Pingu guppies. I got oh my God, pygmy swordtails, right?
Nice.
Yeah, these things are my favorites. They're like like a super tiny swordtail, right? But the males are like this golden. They almost look like I think it's called the Savosphorus helleri. Uh, it's one of the wild type swordtails, and it just is, but it's small. So I just love it. I don't know.
It's
That
cool.
that that fish has specifically spoke to my spirit for some reason. And then I got the dwarf neon rainbows, which recently got them breeding, which is a really fun project. They are very slow growing. I do keep their tank pretty, I would say, biologically active. Like I try not to change a bunch of water on the the fry tank. Now I'm worried about, I've heard that affects like their grow out rate and everything. But I also feel like keeping the water more biologically active gives those really small fry a bunch of paramecium and a bunch of stuff to kind of eat off of, all the stuff that naturally kind of happens in the water. And so I have heard of people having issues with losing fry from lack of being able to feed, right?
Yeah.
Now I'm here in the morning, but I'm gone until, like midnight at night, so I can't feed all day.
Mhm.
So for me, I've noticed that I'm not having any of those like the fry die-offs. I still have the exact amount that I had when I started, and I'm thinking that that's a pretty solid way to go about it. But we'll see. There's definitely people that are a lot more educated than that. Just my first go around with those. Got my fry or my egg collecting tank over here, which I'm going to be working on a project with that soon, and then just a bunch of plant grow outs and stuff under here.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree with you when it comes to the fry and having like the paramecium and all that small microorganisms within the tank. I found that too when I was growing out some white clouds in a 5 gallon. What I did was, well, I had some plants, but I took a clump of algae that was out in my summer tub this summer, which I know is going to be full of life. I threw that in there, and then I also had some material that was at the bottom of another tank that I had sitting there for months, and all little cyclops and everything started to come about in that tank and come everywhere. And I knew I didn't have to worry about feeding that tank 2-3 times a day because there's always going to be that life in that aquarium for them to feed on. And me personally, I think that's huge when you want to grow fry. You shouldn't. I prefer to have tanks that have that in there because it's only going to be more to your advantage than disadvantage of a very sterile, clean tank. You just throw some fish in, or they have nothing to feed off of. Not even like a little bit of algae on the bottom or on the walls or glass or whatever for them to kind of nibble little microorganisms off. So I think that's great.
Yeah, yeah. It keeps everything more stable, keeps them able to chill, and I feel like it makes them less stressed because like they live on such a small scale. So it's like imagine you're used to being surrounded by basically stuff you could pick off as food, and then one day you're put in this not in one day because I mean a lot of these things they're just bred in aquariums, but like you're in an aquarium and it's just empty, like nothing. You know what I mean? Like no biological activity. It's just a different life. I just feel like I remember hearing Dean say something about fish know when it's time to breed based on like the food that comes up in their surroundings and everything. Like Daphne is a huge trigger. Um, when the bigger fish see small food, they know that their babies can feed, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like that whole thing, it just like that's what they're used to. Like they need to be surrounded by that to be comfortable, kind of thing. Like that, those are their homies, all those biological activities or all
Absolutely.
that biological activity.
Nice.
But
No, yeah. The other question I was going to ask you, I was last night, like I told you earlier, I was on Jorge Mexicali's live stream, and we talked a little bit about our philosophies and basically breeding fish within our fish rooms, and like ours were sort of like try to get them to breed within the aquariums. If they do, cool. It's a challenge of mine. I like to try to breed them, but if they don't, I'll intervene. But do you breed mostly for profit, or do you breed just for the fun of the fish and the challenge of having them, or maybe both?
so I think that like I would preach like going through phases of stuff. So like I am a business orientated person. Like my whole life I've always wanted to find something I was good at so I could turn it into a business, right? Just because it's a part of my soul. It's what I have had. I have a lot of fun doing business
Mm-hmm.
stuff, right? So like there are stages when I go through where I'm just like, you know what, I want to breed, breed, breed. So I'm like hatching out brine shrimp, doing water changes, cleaning, paying attention a lot. But if you're doing that consistently and it's not your full-time job, that can really burn you out. Um, and a lot of people have talked about that. I'm definitely not the first person to bring that up. So it's just I go through phases. Sometimes, like right now, I'm really leaning heavy, like you pointed out, like the stickers and YouTube stuff. I had a goal of like reaching that milestone that I recently reached on my channel, and now that I've hit that, I'm kind of like, okay, well maybe I can relax on YouTube a little bit and really focus in the fish room, get a hold of a project that needs a little bit more of attention because that's just it's I don't know, I guess I would call it like an inspiration. Like when you have those new projects that you have to work on, it kind of re-inspires you to like really be involved in everything. And I need a new project like that. So yeah, I
No,
guess I would say phases is the thing for me. It goes,
okay.
yeah.
I 100% agree. There's always something that I'll get like addicted of. I want to try and work on and get obsessed with it for a while, and then after a while, it's become not so much old, but you maybe conquered it, or you've seen it already, and then now you want to move on to something new. So I completely get you there. Now, speaking of YouTube, I did see what you were talking about. You finally reached, was it the monetization now for YouTube? So congratulations.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. I actually just reached the first round, just the
Yeah.
3,000 watch hours. And it would have happened way sooner if I'd started live streaming. But Jesus, like the difference that it does for your watch time live streaming is just unreal. I mean, you could stack those hours up so fast. Like,
See, I got lucky. I was, I don't know how many. I put out a video last year right after Thanksgiving, my fish room tour video, and that one blew up. And I want to say I was about 1,000 hours. So it was right before that. I'm bumbling. Right after I put that out, it bumped me up to that 3,000 hours. And I did that, and then about 3 weeks later, I hit the 4,000, and I got monetized. And it was mostly from that huge video that got a lot of attention, and which is great now because I always thought you had to keep your watch hours going after you're
nope.
monetized, or you can get demonetized. Nope, not at all. So now it's just like, okay, I'm monetized, I'm good, and
No,
you can just no. Now it's like, how much work do you want to put into it to try to make some income from it to kind of put back into the fish room? So that's kind of what I've been doing now, just trying to figure out what I want to do. So, and I wasn't even doing live streams at those times. I just started probably a few months ago. But yeah, I completely get what you're going with that. And then, do you have any like long-term goals when it comes to YouTube and what you want to accomplish?
so my thing is always I've always started my channel to mainly advertise like the physical business aspect, so like the plants and everything. I haven't started selling plants online yet, but that's because like I didn't really have a fish room up until shit, dude. I don't know if you swear here. Sorry, my bad. Um, but until man, I think I started at this rack like 3 or 4 months ago, maybe a little. No, it was around my birthday, so around March. Um, so it's been a little bit longer, but set this up, and then I was like just getting going, and then I'm like, you know what? No, I want to rearrange this. So then I built this tank up here, and so just resets have kind of put my plant growth to like a slow, kind of slow down because I've just done a bunch of rebuilding and stuff. So now I'm just kind of like letting everything build up. Um, the point of saying all of that is my YouTube channel is going to mainly be to advertise selling plants, um, have a source of community for me, so I have something to hang out with because I didn't really have any free time, or not free time, but anything to do in my free time when before this whole fish keeping thing. I oh my God, I used to spend my time just walking around stores and stuff, and it was just didn't really have, I don't know, man, like a real purpose or drive in life, and this stuff is kind of giving me that. So that's really the purpose for the YouTube channel for me, is just the social connection, promoting the physical business aspect. And if I eventually hit the 4,000 watch hours, I would like that. That'd be totally cool, just because it's like, I don't know, I have like these weird things with goals and stuff. Like I need like a number to hit and everything, and that's what that 3,000 watch hours was for. I'll start the memberships if I can figure out some sort of physical thing. Like I'm thinking maybe doing a subscription service basically for the stickers or something. But if not that, I don't know if I really want the memberships, because I don't want to charge. I don't want anyone paying for something that's not really there. You know what I mean? I always feel
Yeah.
kind of weird about that. So
Yeah, no, I'm in the same boat. Like I did it, and then I had one member. I was like Father Fish actually was my first member, and then I got two other ones, and so I've got three now. That's all I have, but I don't care. And at first I was just like, well, what do I do for three people? Like I don't want to do all these, like I can't do a members only like live stream. What if the three people don't show up? So I just started doing like videos for the members only, like a short little video talking about a tank here or there. Was giving some shout outs here and there. Nothing big. Like if it grows more, I definitely want to do more. But yeah, and like Stephen P just said, I was at too. I think the sticker subscription is a great idea for sure. I think that's a great idea. So yeah, it's something to look to. So yeah, if it takes off, it takes off. If it don't, it don't. But I agree with you as well when it comes to this hobby and YouTube. I always had passion for what I was doing down here in my fish rooms, but to get into the YouTube thing and you find so many like-minded people that have the same passion and inspirations that you have, it inspires me more to want to do more with this, and that's what I love about it too. So it's very cool.
Well, and if you're into YouTube for strictly growth, here's the scary thought. All right. I was like, I had this goal of like, I just wanted 1,000 subscribers just for the number, right? You know, I just wanted to see that number. And I like I said, I need a number goal, right? When I hit that, it was the scariest freaking thing that ever happened on my channel, because I realized that I was like, oh my God, it's just infinite growth. like there's no end. Like, and for me, I'm like a person that needs physical things. So if you can't set your own physical goals and you just like, oh, I just want to be a big channel, that is going to be a very hollow goal for you guys.
Oh,
like personally, like I noticed that early on, and especially once I hit that 1,000 subscribers, I was like, ooh, man, you gotta look at this differently. Because if you have that as your thing, it's going to be an overwhelming task for sure.
Yeah. No, I think it's pretty much hitting the lottery if you want to make it big in the YouTube. You know, it's more, my goal basically is really, I don't have a goal. It's just really to keep documenting what I'm doing. And if I can get bigger, great. I'd be happy with that, but I'm not, you know, it's not something that I'm planning on. The most I'm getting from it is the little bit of money I get from my videos is to be able, like I said, put back into the fish room, buy fish food, get this or that, maybe buy some more fish so that I don't have to take it out of my monthly income from which my wife has big disdain about. So, so it's easier now when I don't got to take money out of the account for stuff. I can say, I'm getting paid on the 21st and I'm buying this. So, heck yeah. Oh, but the other thing I was going to ask you about were the swap meets. I had seen you in some videos in the past at was it the Greenwater Society and like the Fins and Feather, I believe you're at. So are you big into the swap meets, not only going, but like selling stuff or?
So I absolutely love going to swap meets. I haven't been to one in a long time, and I'm like going through this like fish depression right now. Like I'm like yearning for it. Now there's like a GCCA swap today that I was like toying with going with today, but it's like an hour away, and I just don't feel like making the drive out there. And that's not hours really not far for fish stuff, right? Like a lot of people drive 2-3 hours for a lot of stuff. So that sounds jaded to a lot of the people that are like, I don't have any clubs near me. Like, what are you complaining about? But for my life, I mean, I literally, oh man, for the past year of building my channel and everything, I was going to a swap or a fish event almost every weekend. I mean, like literally every weekend, I was going, talking to people, making a name for myself, making physical connections with people, shaking hands. I wanted everyone to know my name. I wanted everyone to see my face, because I want to be a fixture of the community. The club, or the club aspect, like Greenwater, that club means the world to me. Like that club has literally changed my life in ways I can't even describe. Fins and Feathers is the other thing too. Like I've vended at GCCA because the Chicago Libraries Association gave me a free table to vend there.
Okay.
So I just got to cover it. They were the guy that runs the club was running late, and he was like, "Hey man, can you cover the table so we don't lose our spot?" And I was like, "I got you." So got to vend for free and check that out. That swap is awesome. So many people. But the main swap that I go to is the Fins and Feathers, and that swap is another thing that has definitely changed my life. It's put me in connection with just some freaking amazing people, some fun people. Adam, the guy that runs it, is definitely a good friend of mine. He's always, he's a really smart dude, as far as like business, and he's a salesperson, for like a decking company. So he's got like all this like, I don't know, background sales knowledge and advertising knowledge and stuff. So it's just it's cool people to have like in your I don't know, in your connections or whatever. And so he gave me a spot there, and anytime I need a spot, I can vend at that place. It's a lot of fun if you're some like you said you've done vending before, right?
Yeah, not a lot. There's I usually go up to like the Green Bay, it's not Green Bay really, Neenah, Appleton area, which is just southwest of Green Bay. There's J&R Aquatic Animal Rescue. They put on a swap meet, a fish swap, twice a year in the summer and then in the winter in February coming up. I typically try to get a table at those the last couple of years since I've gotten into this more. I just find it very cool. It's a good goal to put at, to know that, okay, come February, what do I want to do? I want to sell anything here? Do I want to make sure I have enough plant trimmings for this or that to bring in to maybe get in there and get a table? And, I find it just to be able to interact and mingle with other people, probably just as cool as anything else. And the fact that, what I love about it is getting a table, because you got early access. I get in there, set up all my stuff, and then I can go walk around and go try to buy stuff before the doors open, before everything gets picked apart. So that's what I like too. But I just like the whole atmosphere of being able to buy stuff from other local vendors and people that have the same passion as you do, and be able to talk to them and stuff like that. So yeah, I totally enjoy it.
Man, that chat was going on fire. I don't know if you've been reading any of that.
I've seen some of it. I don't know. I saw some guy asked me about the Haktua girl. I seen someone delete.
Oh wait, what? I didn't even see that part.
Yeah, I think Brandon deleted the comment. Something about
good stuff.
About the Haktua girl and that crypto scheme or something. If I had thoughts on it, I don't know what's going on. All I know is people in the chat. I've got lots of moderators in there now. Just behave, or things are going to get eliminated. This is about having fun and talking, not freaking talking stupid with each other.
Yeah, we're just trying to have fun, guys. Good work in the mod. Good work by all the mods out there, though. Yes. Hell yeah,
good job, Brandon.
Love it. But well, sweet. So, fuck, where were we at? We were talking about swaps, right? Yeah.
So. Yeah, I find them to be very beneficial. I think it's definitely something, if there's one around you, you should check them out at least once or twice in your life, because I know you're going to be addicted if you do it, especially if you're into this hobby like we are.
Well, actually, if you find the right vendors, man, you can get a hold of some actually healthy fish, and that's the big difference between a beginner starting the hobby off right and not. Like, you go to Petco, you buy one of those fish, you bring it into your tank. It was sick. It dies. It brought in a disease or some crazy thing. You buy another fish. That fish dies because it catches the thing from the other thing. And it's just like, or you could just get some nice homebred, healthy fish that are used to the water around your area. Then you're going to be able to talk to the dude you bought it from, who's going to actually know what he's talking about because he bred the fish. And if you have any issues, more than likely they're going to be happy to help you. Not everybody is, a lot of people they're a little bit jaded and they don't want to have those conversations because they do it a lot or whatever. But most people are like, they want to talk, they want to help, especially at Greenwater. That's why I love that place. I've had I like that subscriber only mode. Yeah. If you're watching, subscribe, guys. That's what the point is. Hit that notification, turn it to all. Join up because he's got a membership. We'll make him start building up a membership.
Nice.
Let's do it.
No, another thing with the swaps I do like is that, like you said, it's cheaper to be able to buy stuff. You know where they're coming from. You can order stuff on. Sometimes you just have to order stuff online if your local fish store isn't available to get the fish you have, or maybe you don't have a local fish store anywhere near you, and it's just the nature of the beast, and you have to. I prefer not to order stuff unless I have to, just because I hate spending that. One, the shipping costs to get them shipped to you. Two, you don't know what's going to happen to them in transit. And then three, you don't know what you're really going to get is what you really ordered. Well, if you're in person, whether it be a local fish store or one of these swap meets, you see what you're getting. You can talk to the person who bred them. You can ask them questions and that part of it too. So
Yeah, like recently I have a guy that reached out to me. There's a fish store that does like I guess these two things kind of combine, but there's a fish store that does transshipping. He's got a buddy that imports from Indonesia, and the guy reached out to me, and I was like a little weird about it, so I messaged the store owner that I know, and he's like, no, that's my business partner. If you need anything, you can go through him. And then he's gonna, if I were to do that, he would go through the fish store that's in my area. J4 Aquatics. If you guys need anything, look up his website,
I've
J4
heard, yeah,
Aquatics.
yep.
Yeah, he's an awesome dude. Family run business. There's a lot of really awesome fish stores around me. I could spend an hour shouting out every person because they're all amazing people. I don't think I've met one fish. Actually, the only fish store owner I didn't like sold his store, and that store is now under new ownership, and thank God for it. And everybody in the community is happy. But I thought I was alone in it, and everyone agrees too. So, but whatever. We're not gonna go there. But
Yeah, I wish I had more local fish stores around me. Where I live in Sheboygan, Wisconsin, which is smack dab in the middle between Green Bay and Milwaukee. So I could drive to Milwaukee or I could drive to Green Bay. In my city, all there is a PetSmart, which I mean, I shouldn't say that. There are some PetSmarts and Petcos that are better run than others, but they all pretty much get the fish from the same places. So I prefer not to buy fish from them. I'll buy like supplies once in a while if I'm in really need of something there, but that's about it. But local fish stores as well is another cool economy to be able to have, to be able to take advantage of.
yeah, and so I wanted to complete that thought. So what Brandon brought up was you can go to Tristan's, and
Yep.
exactly. So like I brought that up was because it was like it's cool because you can get a hold of things when you import that you can't really get from a store, or if you have a store that'll import it for you, which is definitely something that a lot of people can kind of work out with their own local stores. If you start buying from a place, or maybe you have like a Brandon does like he sells to a store, you can talk to them and maybe work out a deal. The thing about importing though is as soon as you bring that in, whatever tank you put that in is tainted.
Yeah.
And then you got to worry about, if I have a fish net that I use in that, and then my entire fish room could be infected with something like that.
Sure.
And I don't know, it's something that's so interesting, because it's like you see those prices and you're like, man, I could get a lot of fish at a good deal, and it's stuff that I wouldn't be able to find all the time, and it'd be cool, but that bag of problems that could come, it could ruin your whole operation.
Yeah,
it really
there's
could.
a lot of risk in it for the price too. You could have them all freaking choke and then be done.
Yeah. So the way I like doing it is like what Brandon says. You go to a really good fish store, or you go to one of these swaps. You get a pair of super healthy fish, and you just start breeding up that stock. You're never going to have as much as you could if you're importing. And if you wanted to, I mean, the amount of tanks you'd have to keep up with that is a lot. It's hard to even imagine, man. Sometimes.
All right.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Sweet Polly asked, Patty, what aquatic store do you recommend in Wisconsin? I'm looking to find a reputable store so I don't have to rely on a PetSmart. And she said she lives near Fond du Lac. I know if you go up to Green Bay for sure, there's Advanced Aquarium Systems. That's where I got a lot of my fish in the past. He's got a really cool store there. There's also Tristan's. He's out. Branton, you could probably tell me in the chat for sure. I know he's out near the Madison area. And you can go down to Milwaukee as well. I haven't visited a lot of stores down in Milwaukee. I went to Aquatics Unlimited a couple times. Pretty decent. But I know there's a bunch more stores in Milwaukee. But the one I mostly go to is usually up in Green Bay because I prefer to drive up to Green Bay instead of down into Milwaukee. And check out. He lives right near Lambeau Field, which is cool.
Oh man.
So I guess we're at that mark now. We should probably start talking about something I'm very interested in, and that's those fish room punk stickers. First explain to people what exactly they are and how did you come up with it?
Sure. So let me grab, I got some singles, a whole stack of them over here. So basically, the origin story of these is kind of funny. Like, I was in someone's live. I honestly I think it was Aquarium Co-op, and I was watching him, and he was talking about something, and the term I think someone was talking about football. No, you know what? It was Chattanooga Ed. I'm almost I'm pretty certain it was Chattanooga Ed because I someone was talking about football, and in Aquarium Co-op they don't ever talk about football there from what I remember. Um, they were talking about armchair quarterbacks, and my brain just immediately was like, armchair biologists. That's what we are. We're armchair biologists, right? Like we sit here and we watch all these videos and we tell people, you know, it could be done this way, or it should be done this way or that way, or we think this, that, and the other. And we go online, we talk about our things, and it's kind of like most of us don't actually have the degrees. Most of us don't actually know what the real biology is. We're armchair biologists. So when I thought about that, I was like, man, I want to make that into a poster, right? So the original guy was armchair biologist Ben. All right, this guy right here is the OG sticker. I came up with this, and I wanted to do one of. You really couldn't see that on the video. You can kind of see it, anyways. Um, I wanted to originally make them into a T-shirt or a poster, and so I started looking into T-shirt companies, print, pay to print services or whatever, where you like buy it and then they print it and ship it. You can never control quality with those, so I was a little worried about that. I started pricing, getting my own shirts printed out. That was really expensive. And then I jumped to posters, and I was looking at trying to get this printed as a poster. Um, and I couldn't hit a price point where I thought that I'd be able to ship it and sell it at a reasonable rate. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, man, I put the idea to the side, and then one day I can't remember what inspired to make it as a sticker. I made up the image, and I was just like, you know what? I can keep doing this basically. So I just started making like these other personalities, and basically it evolved into the idea that there are just different types of fish keepers out there. You know, there's the guys that love the naturally nurtured tanks. You know, naturally nurtured Nathan. He loves the dirted tanks. We got wild caught willow. That's we have two versions of that sticker. One's my daughter, and then one's my co-host Brandon there.
Nice.
For our live stream. It's a blonde and a brown haired version. One for each of our daughters there, and then I got the snail girls. And we got a bunch of different stickers. We're working on the creator pack right now. I have a couple people that I reach out to when I am starting to work on a new sticker that I run my ideas by. Branton's one of my trusted homies there. I send him my images, and based on his reactions and what he thinks about it, I know I'm like, ooh, okay, all right, I didn't see that, or I didn't think about that, and it helps me really drive the inspiration of like what that personality is. You know what I mean? The creator ones are hard. they're a lot harder. I have the creators, like once I make one, I'll send it to the creator. I judge their reaction, and then I let it sit for a little while, and then I think about it. So I have a couple of them that I've already sent out to different people. Stefan got lucky. All right.
Yeah,
his name, the Serene Scene Stefan, I had already been working on that name. Like I wanted to make an aquascaper. And then one day we were in live stream, and he had mentioned something about the stickers or whatever. And then someone was like, oh man, you should turn him into a sticker. And then I was like, oh my God, his name starts with an S. It's Stefan. And I already had the Serene Scene. And I was like, all right, well, that's his sticker now. Like, and he has the nice red hat and the red shirt on his logo. So it was really easy to make identifiable, I felt like. And so, yeah, that's that for right now. Yeah. Just,
that's very cool. Now, when I first seen them, they kind of reminded me similar to like the Garbage Pail Kid stickers or cards when I was a kid. Well, I think my brother collected them more, but I still remember them. They were really cool. I was like, that's actually a brilliant idea. I really like it, and the fact that you actually have them as stickers as well that people can put on like their tanks or wherever you want them if you just want to keep them as just a collectible itself. But I think it's a very cool and clever idea to be able to market, especially within our hobby.
Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, they're easy They're easy to do for giveaways because they ship relatively cheap. I like to, hook people up with them. Seeing everyone's reaction about them has just, I don't know, man. I get like a different level of happy when I just see people excited about them, everything, and it's just like that's the business part of me. It's like, wow, I created a project that came from my brain. Now, I don't draw these, like I do use AI to do the images, and I like to be very, very clear about that because some people have certain feelings about AI. I'll tell you what, you can't just make these in AI. You can't just get any of these images just out of AI. I mean, they're layered. Like I take like the person and I get different images and I'm putting them together. I've had to learn how to do Photoshop and a bunch of photo editing. I mean, there's a lot of actual physical work that goes into them. So just think about that when you see someone that's selling like AI artwork out there. You might tend to just kind of brush it off, but it's a whole skill set that not a lot of people really fully understand yet.
Yeah.
You have to learn how to work with AI, talking to it, learning how it reads commands, and there's so much you guys can do with this stuff. Like, you want to learn how to start a business? Type in on ChatGPT, I want to start a business in whatever city and state. It'll give you every step all the way through. You won't have to go to LegalZoom. It'll tell you how to go. It'll tell you the person to talk to at your local freaking
Right.
city hall. I mean, it's I don't know. I just like to shout that out because I wouldn't have even known about ChatGPT or anything if it wasn't for Stephen P. He told me how to make a logo, or he had made me a logo when I was first remaking mine, and that I'm addicted since then. So.
Right. Well, that's cool. That's great information to pass along because you just never know what people might be looking for, and that information could definitely help people. So, let's see. I guess let's talk about this giveaway. All right. So, like I mentioned in the beginning of the show, you are going to give away 2 mystery packs of the stickers, and we're going to do a trivia question. So, if you're in here, we're going to start to do that now. What it's going to be is, are you going to ask the question or do you want me to, Kyle?
Sure, you can do it, man. You can do it.
So I'm going to ask a question. It's going to be Christmas related. It's going to be a trivia question. Okay. And then the first 2 people in my chat here that I see that answer the question correctly will receive those packs of stickers. So that's how it's going to work. So after we're done and we figure out who won here, then we're going to figure out how Kyle wants to handle the shipping process with these guys. So is everyone ready?
Yeah, get ready, guys. And the only chat that matters is Patty's.
Yes, the chat that I see right here in front of my face is what matters. All right, so here it goes. Trivia question time. Christmas movies. In my all-time favorite Christmas movie, the National Lampoon's, I can't even talk. I'm so excited. The National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Okay. What is the family name in that movie? What is the family name, the main family within that movie of National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation? Now, first 2 people that answer get it right.
Love it. Ooh, man. That was a fast one.
Got 2.
So what do you see?
Mike Reardon and Slim Tim, Dirty Aquatics got it.
Yeah, that's what I got too.
Okay. So Mike and Tim, you guys are the winners. So how do you want to handle this, Kyle?
Yeah, so you guys can email me at Outside-In Aquatics at Gmail. So that's the email. You guys can send an email, Outside-In-Aquatics at Gmail. If there's any issues, dude, just comment on my videos and we can get in contact too. But you guys, it's Mike Reardon.
Yep.
And Slim Tim. All right.
Yep. Slim Tim Dirty Aquatics and Mike Reardon.
And I'll be sending all that out Monday because I got a few packages to send out already. So sweet.
Oh, yep. So congratulations to Mike and Tim. Make sure you get a hold of Kyle here, and and get him an email, and then you guys can get that set up to get those cool packs of these Fish Room Punk stickers.
Oh yeah, and to be clear, in the email, name, address, that's pretty much it. I just need your name, address, and make sure you put like an apartment number or whatever. I don't know. You guys know how to fill out an address.
Tim's saying let Sweet Polly have mine. Are you sure you want to do that? I don't know if we should. I think she was the next one to answer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. To be honest, I got 2 packs. I don't really care who they go out to. Yeah. So but that's up to you, man. Obviously, it's your show.
Here's the thing: is Sweet Polly even still on the chat here to know that this is even a possibility? So
yes,
if Sweet Polly comes on the chat and says she's on there, and Tim, you confirm this is okay, that's fine. This is coming to be more confusing, Tim. Thanks. I know it was out of kindness. Yep, she's here. Okay, so he's sure. So it's going to be Sweet Polly then. So we got it worked out. Thank you, Polly. That's very Polly. I can't speak. Thank you, Tim. That's very nice.
Oh, is that?
So Sweet Polly and Mike Reardon will then be the winners, thanks to the kindness of Slim Tim from Dirty Aquatics.
All right, sweet. So I think that whatchamacallit? Oh, that link didn't work. Yeah, I was gonna say when I clicked the link, I was able to, but my email is right there, guys. Outside-In Aquatics@gmail.com. It's just literally just type in the name, no dashes or anything. I got really lucky. I was able to claim my name on everything straight up. I don't think anyone has ever done Outside In. My SEO is pretty strong, like for as small as I am.
Like Branton said, your link is also on your YouTube channel.
Yes, sir.
Sweet Polly and Mike Reardon, make sure you get on there. And if you're not subscribed to Kyle's channel, hit the subscribe button. I'm pretty sure it's been linked in the chat here a few times. Make sure you subscribe to Kyle's channel as well, because, like I said, you got your live streams you have on Wednesdays during the day, correct?
Yeah, so we have a Wednesday live stream, and then me and Branton do our Saturday night live stream at 7 o'clock. The Wednesday live stream is just me. I do that at like 11 a.m. It's me rambling, talking about what's going on and the plans for the future. And, you know, we show off some fish tanks and talk that kind of stuff, mainly just to hang out. The Saturday night live stream is a really, really cool live stream. What I try to do is we're trying to basically build a community in the Chicago, Wisconsin local area, right? A lot of these people, we all go to the same swaps based on like where you're at. So you can kind of hit some of the southern Wisconsin swaps and some of the Illinois swaps if you're in my area. And so what we're doing is we're just bringing all of these local, we try to keep it local for the most part. Like we bring Ed on because he's just a good, he's just a freaking strong force in the hobby. Ed's Aquatic Exotics. Did I mess it up? No, I did. I got it right. Ed's Aquatic Exotics. I always mix them up. But Ed's Aquatic Exotics, he's on the stream a lot. He talks about all the live bears and everything. But basically, yeah, we just try to bring in local vendors and stuff that you wouldn't really be able to get a hold of them unless you're at the swaps. But maybe they have a website, maybe they ship, or maybe you're local to them. You just want to buy from them. We just try to give people that kind of community to connect everybody to those people that they wouldn't really have those connections for. Sorry, I just made that way longer than it had to be.
It's okay. No, that's cool. Yeah, I try to catch and jump on live streams here and there whenever I can. But yeah, I like listening to you and Bratton talk. And like I said, when I'm home sometimes on a Wednesday, I'll tune into your live and watch you talk. It's just fun. I love listening to what's going on around our community with all different hobbyists. I just, like I said, I think I said this earlier, I find myself having a hard time being able to watch full live streams all the time just because of time restraints and stuff, but I usually try to catch as much as I can, and I love it.
No, thank you, man. Yeah, we have a lot of fun doing it. So, yeah. If anybody's out there and you guys are thinking about doing YouTube, especially in the fish community, just do it. Just put a video out. It's so much fun. Just become one of us. Bring it on in.
You see, John, for My Fish Tanks Aquatics.
Yeah, the Northern Illinois Mafia.
Northern Illinois Mafia.
I love it, man. What's up? What's up?
Oh yeah. Yep. Kyle and Branton are good people. Thanks for making me part of the community.
Oh no, man, no problem, man. That's Ed is like a wealth of knowledge, and he has a philosophy. I think he got it from somebody else, but it's something that sticks in my head a lot. Is just one tank. If you have a bunch of tanks in your fish room, try to put one tank for something that's maybe on a cares list or something that's just a little bit a lot more rare in the hobby. Try to do one of those once you're a little bit more established and everything. If we all do that, we can kind of make a big change in extinction rates of certain species. We can kind of bring them back. I mean, Jesus, the only reason the tequila spliffin exists in the wild, I believe, or was it the trout goodie? One of the two. I know it's the tequila spliffin. Is because of hobbyists. I don't know, man. You can change the whole world with just one tank, guys. Remember that.
Absolutely.
So,
speaking of one tank, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Say you can only have one tank, and you can only put like one species of fish in there. What would it be?
Man, that is hard. Oh, it would. I love my Celestial Pearl Danios, man. I think it would be a huge tank of them. I would love just a bunch of them. Man, it would either be that or like a nicer pair of pistos, but I wouldn't be able to tell you a color or a variety right now off the top of my head.
Nice.
It would be hard. Yeah, the Panduros I'd love to give them another shot. I had a murderous female that murdered every male I put in with her, and then I just gave up on a pistos after that because I had burnt like $100 on trying to just get different freaking pistos, trying to pair this one up, and she just did not like it.
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah, so yeah, it would definitely be in a pisto pair or a bigger group of CPDs for sure. For sure. Yeah.
I choose decision paralysis and quitting the hobby.
No, it's hard, man. It's hard.
It's definitely a hard choice, man. I don't know. Like for me, I wouldn't even know, to be honest with you. I probably would have to I don't know. Like there's so many I would want to have. It's like I know I'd want my puffer, but then I don't know. It's like you said, I don't know how do you choose. It'd be so hard. But when you only have one tank, it's a little harder because then that's kind of how the whole multiple tank syndrome thing started then, because you have one tank, that's all you start with. And then you want to do so many different things. I want to do this, I want to do that. That's when you all of a sudden you're loaded with this. And if I had to make a choice to cut down one tank, I guess my choice probably would be my Vaca puffer, just because I have a connection with that fish. I absolutely love it, probably more than the other ones. But
yeah, it's kind of like, what do you want out of it? Some of my fish I really like for their personalities. Like the tequila spliffins specifically speak to me because they have like a behavior that's like in a pisto, where they move around with thought. Like they're like, you can see them exploring the tank. Now with guppies, I don't know, man. I just don't see that. They just look like they're just kind of mindless kind of drones. They're just going around eating. Like, so it's just like, what are you looking for? Do you want the color, or do you want the behavior, the personality kind of part? With the CPDs, I like them for the color, and just because breeding them is fun for me. With the Apistos, I definitely go for them. Obviously the color, because they have a lot of really cool colorations and stuff, but mainly the behavior. Just seeing them interact in their tank. Fish that alter their environment is really interesting to me too. It makes me believe that there's a lot more going on in there than we ever give credit for. Intelligence and stuff like that is something that I think is a scale and a gradient that we as humans just don't fully understand yet. So I don't know. That can get really deep if you wanted to. but yeah,
there's plenty of personalities and different types of fish that have a lot more. Like you said, the guppies. I think Mike said it here. Guppies eat and breed. They're like rabbits. So yeah, they don't.
Yeah.
there ain't really much to them. But then you have other fish that actually, like, I'll give my Fahaka puffer, for instance. That fish has a brain. It knows when it's down here, he wants to eat. He comes to the top. He knows how to, like, he'll blow in the sand trying to find snails that aren't there anymore, but were there years ago. But he still blows all over the sand. He's got a brain to him. He knows how to do stuff, where the guppies are just like, eat, breed, eat, breed, eat, breed. So it is cool to be able to have the different types of fish and their different intelligence levels and interaction levels. So, yeah. All right. Is anything else going on in the chat here? Really look like it.
Redmorph Dovi or Lion's Eye Goodies.
Oh, yes, Brandon. Again, I'm sorry I didn't make it down by you yesterday. My wife was on call and had to go into work, unfortunately, last minute, not knowing, so I wasn't able to make it down. I apologize. I would love to get those shiners from you and do what we were supposed to do. It's just going to have to be a different weekend if possible, unfortunately. So I just want to formally apologize to you online here, even though I did it on Messenger. But yeah, it sucks. It's unfortunately life things that get in the way. I know you're giving me crap. I just I do feel bad because I was ultra excited, really excited to come down there, not only to get those fish, but to meet you and in person and be able to talk a little bit of shit with you. But yeah, I'll have to try to do it another time, maybe. Blame Jorge. No, it wasn't Jorge's fault. It was my wife's fault. It wasn't. She's not watching. It wasn't her fault.
Is Brenton getting rid of his rainbow shiners to you?
Yeah, he was going to. And then we were going to trade, and I was going to give him some of my guppies, and then we were going to trade some shrimp.
For sure.
But yeah, but then my wife had to be on call last minute yesterday and had to go into work, and then I have my daughter, so there was no way for me to get down there, unfortunately. So
I gotcha.
And then with the holiday season coming here, some of the next weekends are pretty freaking busy, unfortunately. So
yeah, dude, that's actually something. I got a lot of the people that kind of watch my live streams coming up here, so it'd be a good thing to say. I'm probably going to be taking a break until maybe around after Christmas. We're not going to have anything scheduled just because this coming week I'm going to be gone. I have the members party Saturday for Greenwater, and then the next morning I have my fins and feathers swap I'll be vending at, and then the weekend after that, family parties and just everything. So it's going to be a little bit until you guys see me on the Saturday night live stream, unless I do a random pop up, because I know Brandon's super busy too. Okay. And but yeah, so just letting everybody know. Keep an eye out for something popping up, but nothing's going to be scheduled really, except for the Wednesday thing.
Speaking of live streams, I have for myself. I'll have these Sunday ones scheduled through the end of the year. I don't have anything scheduled in January. I'm contemplating cutting back a little bit and not doing them every Sunday. I like doing them, but I feel like sometimes it's like, okay, I got to make sure I do this in a cutting away time that I want to do other stuff. So I'm going to kind of take it as it goes, I guess. If I run into some people that, by the way, if you are interested in coming on my show, get a hold of me, work something out and we'll schedule something. Otherwise, I might just kind of play it by ear. But next week I have Chris Stubbings from Stubb Aquatics coming on, and have a cool conversation with him. And then the next 2 weeks after that, I don't have a guest on the 22nd of December, but I do have something kind of cool planned for that day. And then on the 29th of December, the last Sunday of 2024, I have a special guest coming on, which I can't announce yet. I'm hoping to announce next week. I got to confirm with them to make sure it's actually still going on.
You're such a tease.
I know. Trust me, I want to tell everybody. I truly do. But my thing is that I found out about this about a month ago already. And it's like, I don't want to say it now, because if the person winds up not being able to do it, even though he confirmed that was the date, then I don't want to do that. And also now it's like pie in the face. And then it's like, okay. So I'm trying to confirm with them this week so that maybe I can announce it next week. But yeah, so it'll be a big stream for that one. And that's going to be at a special time. That's going to be at 1 p.m. Central Time. So about 4 hours later than normal. And that's the last one I got planned for now. But Other than that,
Jorge.
yeah, it's me. Well, I would like to have you on sometime, Jorge, but not, you're not that guest that day. You would be a special guest though, just like Kyle is today. So that being said, make sure, because we're getting on this hour mark. One,
Yep.
Sweet Polly and Mike Reeder, make sure you message. I was going to say Brendan, Kyle here at Outside-In Aquatics, and send him an email. Get a hold of him, so give him your address and all that good stuff, so he's able to send the stickers to you guys. Make sure you get them, because those are really cool. Make sure you subscribe to Kyle's channel, Outside-In Aquatics. If you have not subscribed already, what are you waiting for? And then also catch up with Kyle on Wednesdays when he does his live streams, and Saturday nights when he does them with Brenton, and come in and say hi to those guys. And I just want to thank you very much. Dream, I appreciate it. It was fun getting to know you, talk about you, talk about you. Hey, this is what Kyle does. And get to know more about you, and get to know more about like the stickers, because I was really interested in that, like where they came from and stuff. So thanks for coming on.
No, thank you, man. Thanks for having me. It's been a while since I've been a guest on someone's live stream, so it was nice to just be able to be passenger and kind of be along for the ride. I love it.
Yeah, I keep stuttering. I like that too. Last night when I was on Jorge's channel, it's like, okay, I can just sit here and you can just ask me questions and I can just talk. I don't got to.
Yeah, you don't have to plan anything. You're just kind of like waiting for it to happen. I dig it.
That's. I've been just kind of the last few. I just been kind of flowing. Just like, okay, I know when I start with talking, and some points I want to talk throughout it, but I just kind of free flow, and we'll just kind of like, as we're talking, I might bring this up and this triggers. Oh, I'll ask this. Where last night it's just like, ask me a question, I'll answer it. So, but anyway, thanks a lot for coming on. I appreciate it. Everyone, make sure you subscribe to Kyle's channel. I forgot about this. If someone wants to buy those stickers, how do they get to them?
Oh yeah. Can anybody throw that link in the live stream chat? That would be awesome. I have a Squarespace website. The link is also on my channel, so if you just go to my channel, you can go to my links there.
Okay.
But Jorge scared Branton here. He said that you and him were talking about Branton.
Oh, what?
I'm messing with Branton, but Jorge said that you and him were talking about him, and so he's tweaking.
Yeah, we were talking about you, Brandon. It was about how I didn't make it down by you. I felt bad.
But all right.
So if you want those stickers, make sure, if you're watching this on replay, go to Kyle's channel, Outside-In Aquatics, and you said it's in the description, the square link.
Yeah. Yep, it's in the description. You can buy individual stickers. There are certain stickers that you cannot buy individually. All those are in the mystery packs. This Serene Scene Stefan sticker isn't released yet, but in the last group of mystery packs, there's a couple of them in here. So you might even get one of the brand new sticker that's not even released yet. So that's a pretty cool deal.
Nice. Come on, Jorge. Don't start stuff.
Jorge's always trying to start stuff. I love it, man. I love it.
All right. Well, everyone have a great Sunday. Thanks again for coming on, Kyle. Make sure you go hit his channel up again, like I said, and everyone have a great Sunday, and see you guys next time.
All right. See you guys. Oh, it's weird. I don't end the stream.
Yeah.